Wait, what happened?
It's all blue again.
Yeah. Oh!
Oh!
But Mario, I'm gonna have to mute you or turn your fan off, bruh.
Wait, 1 second. Hold on. Don't mute me yet. Don't mute me yet.
It's really truly unprecedented
Hello?
time. So I'm looking forward to these conversations.
Alright, that's right.
I think you'll be educated as well as entertained, but most importantly informed. We have morethanavote.org, whenweallvote.org, and fairfight.com. Those resources are imperative as we try to change our future. There's no way that we can talk about hip-hop, or even the fact that we want to talk about activism, black voter suppression, without bringing in this guy straight from Port Arthur, Texas.
Can this dude sit down, man?
He is an activist, a scholar.
Sit down!
Gentlemen, thank you so much for spending some time with us. Fun, I don't want to start heavy.
Oh my!
There's another spot over here. Come on, come on, come on.
It's heavy as hell, and
I want to be right here. I keep moving. Come on, I'm gonna just shift over here.
what's the first thing that you think of?
Equality. That's pretty much the first thing that comes to mind, right? Black people need to be seen as equals in this world. You know, we had to fight just to be recognized as a full citizen in this country and not 3/5.
The world is now seeing what we've known for so long in the culture and in the community. The one way that we can fight is obviously voting. Talk to me about what voting means to you.
I hear people all the time talking about one vote doesn't matter and that voting doesn't make a difference. If that's true, why do they work so hard to suppress the black vote? Because they understand the power of the vote. And so it's time that black people collectively also understand the power of their vote. And not just
Amari,
on the national
nigga.
level, because a lot of times we only have this conversation every 4 years. People need to be very much involved in their local politics. They need to understand who their elected officials are, where they stand on
Can you move?
to either support the ones that care about you and your condition, or to elect people who do. A newer initiative that we're dealing with is educating felons, right? So in the state of Texas, if you're a felon, right, if you've been to jail or to prison, but you're no longer on probation, you have the right to register to vote. Another thing that was just brought to my attention is an initiative called Orange, which is happening not just in Houston, but all over the country.
Aren't they gonna play Lil Baby?
Currently, pre-trial, but you have not been convicted. Like you're still in jail waiting to.
Hold up, Amari. Let's switch seats. Come on. You get right there.
And you said something.
No, Amari, not like that, nigga.
That we stay uninformed.
Oh my, niggas are annoying, bro.
If you could do one thing.
He's white. He's white. He's white. That person's white.
What type of images would you
He's the one that's in my field.
Say what?
He's the one that's in my field right now.
Images that we've all seen,
Pigmaster. That's how you know he's white.
decades in this country, if not centuries in this country, we've seen black people oppressed. We've seen black people attacked. So every time you look back,
Oh, Amari, go on your Fortnite, what's name? Get on your mouse and like hold the thing so you can walk and then hit focus. On the side it will say.
No, I did that. I did that.
People like Malcolm X,
Man.
to help us be in a position to have the power that we have now, which is to be able to cast a vote and make a decision about the people that have controls over our lives. So, I mean, if you in your own community need a reason to vote, look at a person like George Floyd. If the people in your city are not open to police reform, are not open to having a conversation about defunding the police, are not open to issues concerning economic equality, judicial equality, and racial equality, right? If they're scared to say Black Lives Matter, you have the power to
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter, buddy.
Who do believe in racial equality, economic equality.
Be back.
Hey, we should go to game chat. Say Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, hello,
They're
wait.
gonna.
Yeah.
City don't feel that way.
Black Lives Matter. Come on
Don't
now.
have enough time to sit around and hope that people change their minds.
Yeah, Bumpy, you point out something so important. We have the power, and that is in our vote, and that is with our voice, and that's how we use our voice. I think of where we are right now. People say this is a particular moment, but it is a movement, not just a moment, it is a movement. Why, in your opinion, was it George Floyd's death? Why was that the chosen brutality for people to say, oh my God, black people are still oppressed in this country? And it is not fair.
I think it's twofold, Carrie. In so many different encounters with between people of color and the police, there simply is no proof of what happened in the interaction.
Mm.
And so what happens is in a court of law, it tends to lean towards the policeman's point of view, right? In this case, we saw very clearly what happened. I think the other thing
Black Lives Matter.
during this time period in relation to the coronavirus,
Hey,
Yeah,
yo,
get the
go in
perfect
game.
spot around there.
Look, go in game chat and mute everybody else except me.
constantly hit upside the head with this message. You see in the interaction that this man did nothing to deter what happened.
That's right. I think so well said, because if you think about it, in the grand scheme of things, it wasn't worth it, and he didn't have to lose his life. I think that you touched on something that a lot of people talk about, and that is now defunding the police. That has been such a huge conversation, but there's so many misconceptions around defunding and dismantling. If you will, educate the audience.
All right, so most people, when they hear the term defund the police, they tend to think of, oh, they're going to take away our police department. Nothing could be further from the point. Defunding the police means that in certain communities, even Houston, take for example, we had over $1 billion allocated to our police force. Now, what is that money being used for? Some of that money tends to be allocated towards riot shields, right? Pepper spray, right? That kind of thing. That's only used against the people that fund this budget, right? So why would the people want to supply the police with the means to oppress them? If the police are concerned about the situations in certain communities with a higher crime rate, well, higher crime rates tend to happen in communities where there's not there's not employment opportunities, right? There's not a lot of social services, and people are going to do what they need to do to take care of
For
themselves
sure.
and their families. When the community has more opportunities for employment, more opportunities for upward mobility, then they tend to be a less of a strain on the government. They tend to have a lower crime rate, and because of that, we'll have less need for the police in those communities.
You are passionate about so many different things in terms of making sure that we are holding our leaders accountable. Talk to me about some of the other projects that you're working on.
Well, right now, obviously, being a part of More Than a Vote is essential. We're dealing with primaries in this country right now, and we just want to educate people. We want to inform people because people are tired, they're angry, they're concerned, and they want information and they want action. And so we want to make sure that we give them the right information and lead them in the right direction. And we thank the people that do not look like us for standing with us right now, because it's very
Amen.
important that people who aren't black be involved, because if black people could have gotten rid of racism, we would have done it hundreds of years ago. And so I'm trying to use my voice and my platform just to let people know that if they feel like I do, there's a number of places they can go to enact change in their community. People need to know about how their city council runs.
Nigga, do you not know how to go in game chat?
You
Those
have
are not the
it
places
doesn't let us
where
talk
the
to each
money
other,
in the
bro.
community needs
So
to be
I'm saying
allocated.
in part chat.
And but being a step further, they can run for office in their local community. They can run for positions. Like, people act like they leave it up to somebody else. If you're upset, it's not hard to get on the school board. It's not hard to be a part of the city council. It really isn't. And depending on how small your town is, you could be a mayor. It's the power is with the people, and we need to just know that that's happening.
Absolutely. And it's always been with the people. You know, if you look at Trayvon Martin's mother, Sabrina Fulton, right? She felt that there was a system of racism and a system of oppression that led to her son's death. So what did she do? She ran for city council and she was elected
Yeah.
city council. Our own former president, 44, Barack Obama, right? Started in the community as an activist, ran for an elected position, became senator, ran for another elected position, and became president of the United States. So don't think that you can't make a difference. You know what I'm saying? You don't need a lot of money. You don't need a lot of power. Your voice is enough to make a difference.
Amen. I feel like I need to go out and run for something. You gave me a rousing speech there, sir. Too. My brothers, I have to ask you, as a black man, how are you doing? Are you okay?
I'm good. I'm good. I have a very strong relationship with God, so prayer definitely works for me. I have children and grandchildren that look to me who are encouraged by what I do, and they're proud of me right now. You know, and that's really what matters. You know, the change starts at home. You know, so as long as you have a support
Hey, I'm
system
going in game
that believes
chat
in what
so
you're
it could
doing.
be louder.
there and fight the good fight. And for those that don't, there's a community of people here to help you. So you can go to places like morethanavote.org. There are many different places that will encourage you, inform you, and they will put you with groups of people that feel like you, that are ready to take action. So no one has to go about this alone if they want to do it.
Yeah, we're stronger together. People have been saying it, but that has much more meaning now that we are in our movement, not just this moment. Bumby, it has been an education, always a pleasure. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Keep fighting the good fight.
Keep up the good fight.
Yeah, la. So our next guest, I have to admit, I'm a fan, but there are so many different people that we could talk to, and I thought it was so imperative that we speak with her. You know her as Molly on the huge, successful show Insecure, HBO's Insecure. Mm-hmm. She also has a comedy special highlighting her Nigerian roots, and she's an amazing podcaster. Let's welcome in Yvonne Orji, everyone. You have such a beautiful way of making things funny, giving us our medicine with some candy, right? The humor and the healing. You bring all of that to your space. And right now, as you look across this country and how everyone is so broken and so upset, if it's not social injustice, it's the pandemic, it's depression, it's unemployment, the list goes on and on. How are you doing, quite frankly?
You know, I'm rediscovering self in a way that is hard but necessary, that will lead to ultimate joy. I know it sounds like a lot, but no, I think I personally think that God put all of us on a global timeout. Like, we just, America hasn't done as good as other people when it comes to timeouts, because everyone else is out playing at recess, and we're still in the principal's office hoping and wishing we can come out. But I think that if we settle into the timeout and really learn the lesson that we're supposed to learn from this season, I think we'll emerge better. We'll learn how to play well with others in more ways than one.
Hey, after this, they finna turn on what's that song?
I feel like I'm being
Lil Baby. Yeah.
And I'm getting still, because sometimes the busy.
I'm finna go search it up on YouTube. Cause after that, it get
the work that
they want to teach us this first.
We're busy doing other stuff.
Eric.
I don't know that for sure if they're gonna play Lil Baby. What?
Eric, come over by me, bro. It's a perfect spot so you can't see your head. And
I'm just trying to.
It's a wall. It's a wall right here. So.
And you said it's a global timeout. What do you mean by that?
I still do see my head.
Sit down. Be humble. To quote the.
Oh no, I don't.
But no, seriously, sit down and let's reevaluate some things. Let us unearth.
And then focus in. Focus in.
I know. That's what I was telling you.
In our nation, I think America is going through an unraveling right now.
I'm going back in gaming.
Is on us, right? There is no, I was on the subway for an hour, so I didn't miss that thing that happened. No, everybody was home. Everybody, was watching when George Floyd died, and everybody, no one could hide it. Everyone was watching when Amy Cooper called the cops. Like, this is a time where it's like, we can't pretend it away. We can't excuse it away. No. It's a global timeout. Sit down, watch, and let's learn. And globally, it's like, hey, we were going business as usual, but it ain't usual no more. Like, that's old. Anytime change occurs, it's very uncomfortable. And so right now we're sitting with we're getting comfortable with the uncomfortable.
The minorities, we've been comfortable with being uncomfortable, because that to me explains just the existence for whatever we want to do, how we break into our careers, how we live our lives, how we find ourselves one of the few or one of the first. And that's a lonely road. When you look,
bro, can y'all sit down, bruh?
Everyone
he in the way.
How is that helping us?
Forget him. I'm just tired of people walking past the screen.
Well, we're not minorities, Carrie. You already know it. It's like these labels that they put on us. Like,
why? Hold up. I'm finna go game chat and curse them out. Hey! Stop moving around!
You're right.
Sit down!
White people kill white people every single day.
It's a movie.
No, there is no black on black
Stop
violence.
moving, bruh.
If you say black on
just
black
sit
violence,
down.
that's brand white on white violence.
God.
Like, I watch Investigation Discovery.
Nigga, move!
Move!
Move! Hey, cook.
So, I just even like, but to answer your question, what does that do? I think what everyone expected is what has happened in the past
God,
few
this
years,
idiot nigga
right?
finesse my
In that,
spot.
okay, you had everyone from Trayvon Martin to Castillo to Sandra Bland. You had all of these lives lost, and black people made some noise. We rioted, we got out in the streets, we started the Black Lives Matter movement, all of those things. And then white people kind of just like, oh, let's give them something, and then it's just like, is it over? It's like Oscars so black. Okay, okay, good. We gave some Oscars. Are we good now? Like, are we even?
Mm-hmm.
And it's now it's just
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, no, 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 no. This is not
Stop
about like
placing that by her
and
head, Amari.
it's like,
If
yo, we
that's
might
you.
have to amputate the leg a little bit,
Placing
but
what
it's
by
all
who
right.
head?
We're going by amputating the
Hold
leg,
up.
we're gonna save the body. And
That
so I
little
think that's
marker.
what's happening now. Like,
I'm not
America's
personal
realizing, like,
marker.
oh, black people aren't just making a little bit of noise. Like, the protests are still out. The conversations are still being had. The change is still being demanded. And I think they're seeing, oh, this is not going no way. And no, it's not, because we need systematic change.
What a beautiful way to explore what is happening and describe our country. We might have to amputate the leg, but that's to save the body. That's what's happening right now. That's beautiful, Yvonne. And to that end, I have to ask you this, because the way that we do that, we use our voice. And our voice right now in this world, in this country, is our vote. And everyone talks about voting and how important it is, but I feel like more than ever we understand that it's not just about voting every 4 years for the man in office. It's about your local elections. It's about the mayor. It is about the district attorney, the people who
Can this
have the
nigga
power
please stop
to
jumping, bro?
bring
Hold
charges
up.
against
Game
police.
chat. I should go curse this nigga.
It's
Down!
about your school district. You can run for the school board. I asked
I'm not even finna broadcast, but niggas